What's up, everybody? It's Master Chappie. We're back for some more skills trainer stuff, and in this video, before I start talking about the skills trainer, I do want to give you guys an update on the ebook. I did finish it up, and it is 3-4 based at the moment, and you know, everything's in there, all the run Ds, the edge blitzes, the coverages, all that good stuff, man. It's out of Houston playbook, and it's just got everything in there. But what I'm doing differently this year is the guide will be $25. Sorry to say, you know, I know for some of you that's quite a bit expensive, and that is a lot for a guide. But what I'm doing this year to kind of, you know, from the feedback I got from last year's guide and stuff like that, what I'm going to do is, instead of just making one super gigantic guide, essentially any update or any new defensive ebook is all going to go into the guide. So I'm going to I'm definitely going to make a 4-3 scheme, because I feel like there's some teams that are going to benefit a lot from 4-3, and I think a lot of people like using the 4-3 as well. So when I come up with the 4-3 scheme, instead of coming out with another ebook, it's just going to be an update to the guide, and that's just going to come with. So essentially you'll have a second ebook for free if you look at it that way, or you'll just have that update coming. So all those kind of updates will be happening. Also, if I make a Gen 3 guide, it's going to be included in the guide. I mean, most of you guys are already on Gen 4, that won't make a difference anyway. But for the guys that are just on Gen 3 and maybe looking to get on Gen 4 soon, that could be a route you're looking to go or something like that. Another thing that I'm doing differently this year is, in years past, I usually didn't run my stuff on stream. But this year, I'm just going to go ahead and run it, man. Why not? I mean, that'll give you guys that get the guide an opportunity to see it. That'll get you guys that are kind of skeptical about getting the guide, or if it works, or if stuff like that. You can check it out. You know, you're kind of in between. There's also going to be the people that, you know, decide not to get the guide because I'm running it on stream, and they can just kind of see what I'm doing, and that's cool too, man. Everybody do what you do. You know, it's no pressure or nothing. It definitely helps a lot, and it's definitely something that I believe will help you out. I have a lot of confidence in my guides, man. I put a lot of effort into them, so you know, that's just the information on that. I'll make a promo video on that tomorrow, and you know, hopefully this information here will help you out as far as if you were interested or not. And then for Gen 3, when I do make a guide for that, since I've been getting a couple requests, I will sell a guide individually if you're just Gen 3 for a little bit less, maybe like 15 or something. But again, if that update with the Gen 3 guide will still come with the guide, and it's going to be called Rocket Power. And you know, Houston Rockets coming out of Houston. You got the NASA Connect. You can put that all together. But anyways, I have fun trying to come up with titles. That's like my favorite part of making an ebook, outside of helping people get better. That's definitely my favorite part of actually making the ebook, is just trying to come up with a decent name each time through, rather than just the generic 4-3, you know, stopper, 3-4 domination, awesome 4-6, you know, just generic titles. I think it's fun to just come up with some unique names. So that's that. Now, that's all the info on that for right now. Again, I'll have a promo video hopefully done tomorrow, and that'll be when guys are able to purchase the guide. Still making sure all the links in the videos and stuff are all working 100% before I put it up for sale. But so far so good. And, you know, again, it's got everything in there, and it's going to be the stuff I run on stream, and money games, tournament games, all that stuff is going to be included. So as far as these skill trainers, let's talk about these, because I have a lot of skills trainers recorded. Actually, I have all of them recorded. You've seen them on the last video, and there's a lot of them. There is a lot of skills trainers. Like, I didn't know there was this many, and you could honestly play hours upon hours. Like, you got 10 drills just between the basic offense and defense. Then you got 20, or well, 19 for the concepts. You got 8 for the advanced offense, and then another 8 for strategy. You add those up really quickly, you get a lot of them, man. You're almost, what, 40 something, 50 something in that area for different drills that you can do. So not all these drills are going to be helpful. I'm going to be flat out and just say that. Not all of them. But there are drills that are definitely worth doing and that will help you guys out. So I will give you my rundown of ones I think you will find helpful depending on your skill level. So first off, I'm just going to list them. Let's start in the basic offense. I'm going to go ahead and look at the pass trajectories. This one's actually good because not a lot of people use the touch pass and the lob, and those this year are a lot better than in years past. You're going to find it a lot more helpful to know that and just be kind of acquainted with how you can throw different routes. So that one was cool. I learned how to throw a couple routes a little bit differently than I would in years past. Like usually when you throw a C route, you just always throw a bullet, but on the drill, it was actually helpful to just see that, yes, you can throw a lob pass, and they'll throw it to where the guy's going, which is kind of cool. But that's pretty much that. Again, that one you can find a little bit helpful. It's not going to be a great help to your game, to be honest. The acceleration burst, I can't say this drill was super helpful, to be honest. Field goal kicking. The field goal kicking is a lot different this year, so I would recommend it. You know, on all Madden, kicking is actually quite difficult. All pro, it's not too bad, but it's definitely different. So I would recommend doing it. You don't even have to go for goal. Just do it like once, and then you should be cool. Punting, same thing. This is kind of one. The punting is more, if you already know how to punt really well, you don't have to do it. But again, I always say take a little bit of time in practice to work on your special teams and punting, getting those corner kicks, getting deep kicks. And with the way the coverage is this year, you don't have to do the low angle kick to try to get it to bounce out of bounds every time. But definitely getting those corner kicks will help. And then the Oklahoma offense, I didn't really find that one, again, too helpful. To be honest, it's just kind of breaking one defender. You could try out a couple moves, but otherwise, you know, I didn't find it too helpful personally. Now, the new tackling mechanic, if you understand the new buttons with the X, the square, or the A and the X, depending on what system you are on, and the right stick with the hit stick, then you're fine. I would actually recommend, you know, doing it if you're not used to the new tackling system, but otherwise, if you're comfortable with it, you don't really have to do anything. As far as the pass rush goes, if you know the buttons, again, this isn't something you necessarily need to do. Now, I found a couple tips that helped me doing it. While I did the drill, I found some new ways that I moved the left stick and the right stick, or not the right stick, but just the left stick, different angles I hit the button while I hit the button. So I, you know, have the left stick at different angles that I found more successful for me. And that's what I did to get a little bit better with the pass rush. New hit stick, again, that kind of goes along with the tackling. If you're comfortable with it, you don't really need it. Ball hawk, same thing. I mean, it's been in the game for a couple years. It's a little different now, but you know, it's not something you're going to find super helpful. Oklahoma defense, again, not a super helpful drill, but you know, if you're not comfortable tackling people in the open field, it's one that could potentially help you out. So let's move on to some football concepts, and these were actually probably the most useful drills out of all of them, just because, you know, I know how to beat the stuff before, but it gives you kind of new ideas and new concepts that you can use to attack the style of defense that you're going up against. And also, it'll like show you how the game wants you to attack it versus, you know, in years past, it didn't really matter what defense they played, you just attacked them all the same way. This year, you kind of have to attack each individual defense a lot differently. So you really have to be, you know, diverse in your offense and diverse in your hot routes and stuff like that. So, you know, just going through attacking the cover one, cover two, man, all the various zones in the game definitely are something that's going to help you as far as those go, just knowing how to beat different defenses. And then you got the curl, flat, you know, those other ones, those levels pass and all those. I found all these drills pretty helpful for the most part when it came to the football concepts. And, you know, those are drills that you don't have to do a bunch of times. You can just do, like, literally, you can do those drills like once or twice and be cool and got what you need to get out of it. You really just need to be exposed to the ideas that are in the drills versus what's going to make you better in the drill. The drill isn't going to make you just better, but it's just going to give you a lot better knowledge of what works in the game, as well as, you know, some real-life football concepts that you can adapt. So, advanced offense. What do we got going on over here? We got the pass protection. If you know how to use slide protection, this drill really isn't going to help you. If you struggle picking up the blitz and recognizing where the blitz is coming from, this drill could help you. But otherwise, I mean, it's pass protection. You know to slide right if you see a bunch of guys on the right and vice versa. So if you are comfortable with that, again, that drill is not going to help you that much. Precision modifier, didn't find this drill very helpful. It's basically the same as the acceleration drill. It's just you're doing precision moves, and I don't know. I didn't find the drill super helpful, to be honest. Total control passing, I did find this drill helpful just because the pass leading is a lot different in this year's game. And if you lead too much, obviously you're going to throw an incomplete pass. They often overlead it. And if you don't lead, some people get the misconception that you can't pass lead in this year's game, and that's completely false. Pass leading is still very effective. You just have to be smart with it. And also, just make sure you don't move before you pass. Like, don't hold the left stick in a direction and then pass. Make sure you pass first and then hold the left stick in the direction. User catching, if you already know how to do it, the drill's not going to help you at all. So, I mean, again, I didn't find that drill very helpful. The option, the triple option, the midline option, and then the inverted veer option. If you plan on using any of those runs and you don't know how to do it, run those plays effectively yet, I would recommend the drills. If you already know how to run the option and the triple option and stuff, then you're not going to really need them. The one I found helpful was the inverted veer option because I really didn't run that play at all last year. So that drill I actually found helpful just because, again, I wasn't exposed to the veer too much. I mean, I ran it a couple times, but the way the line reacts and the guy you're reading, how he reacts on the game, is a little bit weird, and it's a lot different than the other three options, the midline, triple, and the regular option. So, if there was one I'd recommend, it'd probably be that one of the four. But once you know how to run the option, you kind of know how to run the triple option, you kind of know how to run the midline. The inverted veer is a little bit different, a little bit more tricky. So that is, my 2 cents on that. And then as far as strategy drills, this is, I don't know, I'm really mixed feelings about these drills. Like, the defensive audibles, offensive audibles, defensive adjustments, offensive hot routes, I didn't find any of those helpful as an experienced player. But if you're a beginner, you may find those helpful. The new adjustments for coverage, again, if you're newer and you don't know the buttons, you can find it helpful. As far as the red zone offense, red zone defense, and backed up at the goal line, again, I didn't find those too helpful. But it is decent for situational knowledge. You learn how to cover different parts of the field. But overall, I feel like if you've played the game a lot or if you're experienced, really none of these drills are going to help you out. But if you're newer to the game, or if you struggle with red zone defense, or if you're backed up against your own end zone, if you struggle against that type of thing, then I would recommend checking those drills out. Not going to speak on the gauntlet, again, just for the sake of time and things like that. So that's my rundown of all the drills in the game. Again, you got 5 basic offense, 5 basic defense, 19 football concepts, 8 advanced offense, and 8 strategies. And overall, I think the football concepts are going to be the most beneficial to everyone. And then some of the drills in the other sections you may find helpful depending upon your skill level, depending upon your experience, and depending on what you're comfortable with and things like that. But that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Again, the information about the ebook is out now, so you guys know what's kind of going to be the rundown with that. Again, I'm going to be running everything on the stream. Any updates, any new defensive stuff, anything new defensively, anything defensively at all, is all going to be an update in the guide. I will only have one defensive guide this year, so that will be it. And everything I come up with over the course of the year will go into the guide. So there's definitely going to be pretty frequent updates, at least monthly updates, if not more than that. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's your boy Monster Chappie. Take care of yourselves. Let me know what y'all think about the skills trainers themselves. Did you do them? Did you find them helpful? And stuff like that. Oh, one last thing. If you play MUT, if you already have a decent team, the players that you get, because you do get players, or you get a pack, if you complete a set of skill drills. So let's say you do all 5 of the offensive drills. As long as you get a bronze on all 5 of them, you do get a MUT pack. But in that MUT pack, I'm going to be honest, the cards you get are only going to be like 70 something overall, like low 70s. Now, if you're just starting MUT like I did and you do them before you start your MUT team, they can be actually very helpful. However, if you've already been playing MUT for a little bit and you already got at least a decent team, or at least some decent players, then you may not find it as helpful for that purpose of just helping your MUT team. At that point, it'd just be to help you out. But if you haven't started much yet, doing these drills, just getting a bronze on all of them, they do give you a pack for each little section. So you got, you know, potential of 5 packs you can get from the 5 sections of drills. And I got a couple decent players. Like I got Riley Cooper, who again isn't a great player. He's like a 73 overall, but he's my best big target right now. He's like 6'3". Got a couple offensive linemen that were 70. And if you know when you start MUT, you know you start with like 50 overall linemen. So that was really helpful too. But otherwise, guys, that's it. Peace out. Love y'all. We gone.